Yanis, that's super weird. 'Cause right when it said that, I went and checked the redeem for myself too, and it said disabled. And then I guess it turned back on or something? Either way, congratulations on the first. um, Looks like we're all set to go. Music might be a little hot. Twitch can't comprehend how fast you are. Yeah, I mean, it might need a second to wake up to the stream having started. Yeah, hi to you too. Oh, don't give me a black screen, YouTube. Oh, YouTube. Oh, are you working now, YouTube? There you go, now you're working. Okay. Okay, so I want to check the DM that I have on Reddit, but I'm not feeling too inclined to even look around on Reddit that much, but let's check this out. Then we'll do some abstract algebra, and also I want to check on the chess candidates tournament. This person's they're given a graph of velocity versus time. They need to answer the total displacement is, so you just find the area under the curve geometrically. What is this? This person is the person who posted. Oh, they're answering the question of how did they get 200 meters. Okay. Well, okay, that's not super relevant, I guess, or there's nothing for me to like answer there, so. We should at least like give a little glance at homework help and like maybe ask math, right? Because those are like the busier ones. Like, what's this one? Oh God. I don't want to read an essay. You know what? I'm excited about candidates. I just want to see the candidates, like how the candidates is going. Hey, Milk. 10 watch streak. Wow, thank you, Yanis. You just snuck in on the stream last night. Hey, Corrupt. How's your stream? I wasn't able to catch it. Okay. I just want to see how the games are going because I had them open, but I didn't really look at any of the games. I figure it might be fun to look at it with you guys because I'm just waiting for someone to see if they have a homework question anyway. So going to taking a break. Oh, okay. Well, good luck, I guess. Stream starting at 3 a.m. for you? Yeah. So this is Nepo versus Gukesh. What's happening? The eval bar is even. How did it start though? Queen's Gambit declined. Oh, it's a Catalan. Okay. Resident Sleeper. Catalan's not that bad. I don't know like what is and isn't theory. I'm just gonna interested to see if anything that crazy. This all seems kind of standard to me. I have no idea what the theory actually is in chess. So. Oh, and then here they are. Okay. Well, probably a draw unless someone freaking blunders. I don't think the Catalan's a very spicy opening. Hikaru versus Abasov. Oh yeah. They're even. Interesting. Hikaru, I assume he's going to try for a win with us. Abasov is so low rated compared to him. And the Queen's Gambit. A Slav. Ooh. That's pretty drawish. I don't think the Slav is very, like, fighting. But maybe Hikaru has some lifeline in store. How many moves have they played? 21 moves, okay. Wait, what's the point of that pawn move? Oh, I guess because of the bishop alignment there. Looking, all right. Just to avoid any like Greek gifts or something. I assume. I don't know. All right, here they are. Got a light square bishop, and all these pawns are on light squares, so I guess when there's so many pawns on the board, that's not bad though, because it's kind of blocking the bishop more than the pawns are being vulnerable. The bishop can't easily target things, so I guess White would have to look for pawn breaks or something. I don't know. I'm a low rated schmuck. I don't know what's a good word, but they only played 12 moves here. Wow, for Caruana versus Perugia. Sicilian. Then once I just kind of look at these games, I guess I'm going to look at the abstract algebra book. But I do kind of want to periodically like check in on these games because it's exciting, and I feel like there's a lot of people around who are interested in chess. So. What's happening? Wow. I guess this is all a line. Heart, algebra, heart. Ugh. I don't know if I feel the same, but... Okay. And so Penn Center yesterday did go through chapter 2, at least reading it, so I think I'm going to read chapter 2 as well. And I'd rather read it off stream, to be honest, and work on problems on stream, but I didn't, so we can read chapter 2 together, I guess. So this is Pragnananda versus Gukesh. Wait, no, Gujarati, I'm sorry. I just saw the G and I was like, oh, Gukesh, no. This is Italian? Or Roy Lopez? No, never mind. No, yeah, actually, let's try that. So, if you remember the problem, could you restate it? Or if not, I can look through the VOD. It was about proving that equivalence relations are basically an onto function. This seems spicy. What? So the bishop is threatening this pawn, but Gujarati just takes that pawn with a knight, which seems kind of sketchy. But, you know, what do I know? Huh. This is where I I mean, for all of these, I would need some higher level of me to like comment on it, but like this one especially seems like I don't even know what's happening. Yeah, this is a sharp game, it seems. All the eval bars are draws so far. So, or even. Okay, so yeah, Yanis, you're saying will X be a set and F maps X to Y be a surjection? Show F induced an equivalence relation. Twiddle. Where X is related to Y if and only if f of X is equal to f of Y. So functions implicitly, well, okay. X and Y are both from X. Oh, so Y is a subset of X? Or... Oh no, you mean the little x and the little y. Uh, oh, I see what you mean. Where the capital Y and the little y are kind of weird, or could potentially confusing. I think I understand what you mean though. Is it? Are you playing music? No, you're not. Why aren't you playing music? Play music. There. Um, am I crazy? I just want to bring up the equivalence relations thing, even though I don't really need it. I feel like I remember it's reflexive, symmetric, and transitive to be an equivalence relation. So let x be a set, and let f maps x to y be a surjection. Let me just be completely sure. Surjection. Hey, SPQ. Right, so yeah, surjection is onto. Just being completely sure of that vocabulary. Show that f induces an equivalence relation twiddle where x related to y if and only if f of x is equal to f of y. Hey, Ali, over on YouTube, how's it going? Yeah, let's see if this command is still working. Hey, okay. I guess let's start writing things down, because I'm not sure exactly what to do with this, but I feel like I just need to start writing and hopefully it'll come to me. And it says show f induces an equivalence relation. Okay. Is it not playing music again? Why are you so crappy? Do I need to get a different? Okay, let's get a different one. I don't know if I like this song, but let's just keep it going. Hey, Eldritch. See, this is trivial, but you also know the solution. Yeah. I mean, it makes intuitive sense to me. I don't know how you necessarily like. I'm trying to work out how you actually show it though. Your equivalence relation on X, I guess. Oh wait, equivalence relation. Oh wait, no, we're seeing equivalence relation twiddle. My bad. And here, X and small y belong to big X. So I guess let's start with, I mean, it seems more natural to me to start with the function side of things, implying the equivalence relation side of things. Maybe? So if f of x equals f of y, functions can only have one, they have a unique, or rather, if you give them the same input, they always give you the same output. So I guess each input has a unique output. Did I mention that? Okay, yeah. Um, Can we say that x equals y here? Or like, no, no. X equals y only if it's 1-to-1 or an injection. They just have the same output. That's all we know. I mean, is this... I feel like this is just all, like this... this is how they're related, I guess. If the function is equal, that's how... Is that already the definition just as it is? Like, maybe I'm framing this wrong. I mean, I guess maybe, yeah, like, I was thinking of if and only if and trying to prove each side of that, but I think that's more the claim for how this is an equivalence relation, not the thing we're trying to prove. I think we're trying to prove that... I assume we want to go through properties of an equivalence relation with F. So, I guess let's look at reflexive. F of x is equal to f of x by the definition of a function. I'll say. So x twiddles x. I just want to keep on saying that. Ali is saying, I love mathematics, but since attending college classes, I realized the math textbook take more time than usual. Is it normal for the books to be so time consuming in college? Ali, I would say both that it's normal for textbooks to be more time consuming, but you probably also need to speed up, not because you're doing anything wrong, just because college is harder. You have to get through harder material usually quicker. Like, hey, random dude off the internet. It's like my experience in college is like, in high school you get an entire year to go through a class, and it seems like in college it is split up a little bit, but you usually get around like half the time to go through about the same material. Well, to go through an equal amount of material, but the material is also harder at the same time. So I wouldn't feel that you're alone in having to take longer to understand the concepts that you're learning in college. And it's just kind of one of those things where you got to spend more time on it or find a way to speed up, which isn't easy. That's going good for me. How about you? I think this equivalence relation is sometimes called the kernel of F. I'm not sure I like this terminology. You're saying no. Make it 1-to-1 in a sense you want that. Maybe there's no reason I cannot think of now. Kernel with all x such that x is related to 0, whatever 0 is. How much you say one page should take? That's a kind of an impossible question to answer, Ollie. It really depends on the subject, it depends on the person, it depends on the professor, on the class. I would try budgeting, and if you're concerned about your time management, I would try budgeting an overall amount of time to studying and see how that sits with you. If you feel like you're understanding it, you can keep the same time, or you can try to reduce it, like, study like 1 hour a day, or, study 1 hour a day, 5 days a week or something like that to give yourself a break. I don't know. I would try like budgeting your overall time and just take as much time as you need to understand the concepts, I guess, and adjust it from there. Quick question before I reply to how I am. It's April, right? It is April. I think I've seen that term kernel in like the context of linear algebra or something. I don't remember what it meant though. Not December? No? College tests are 4 hours per lecture. In reality, most students finish in 6 hours. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, colleges normally do give a recommended like studying, or like the number of credits correlates to how many hours you're expected to spend studying outside of lecture. That's probably very general advice that the college gives and isn't really applicable to individual classes most of the time. Especially because different people pick up concepts quicker, just depending on what the concept is. So you really need to look at what works for you individually, I think. Not the same thing as in linear algebra? Okay. What is the antiderivative of Donda's math? The world may never know. Donda's math x. So I don't know if that counts as justifying it for reflexive, but let's look at symmetric. Or like, do we need to imply the reflexive works both ways? Or if x is related to y, then no, I don't think we do. I mean, f of x equals f of y, it does imply that f of y equals f of x. So x is related to y implies that y is related to x. Then transitive. F of x equals f of y, and f of y equals f of z. Does imply that f of x equals f of z. So x related to y is related to z, imply that, like, I don't know, this feels kind of like cheating, but is that like what was intended to be done here? This is exactly right. Oh, cool. You're not tripping. You just got back from buying groceries. They're playing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas, and the cashier even told you Merry Christmas? What? I feel like the world is messing with you, random dude. Or Mariah Carey herself is coming after you. Oh yeah, and no worries, Ali. With this question, I always wish I could give you just an easy answer, but there just isn't one that I'm aware of. So now they heard, but really the shows like clone relations are nothing new. Okay, fair enough. They're related in a sense if you have a homomorphism of abelian groups. Yeah, I'll let you guys deal with that discussion because I'm out of my depth. How much time do you spend daily in college? Because I feel I need to work 12 hours daily to keep up with homework. 12 hours daily is a lot. I had semesters. I mean, I never did 12 hours daily, but I feel like you're maybe, unless you're just that person who can work that hard all the time, which I don't know if anyone really is, but if you are studying 12 hours a day, like you might need to cut back on the credits that you're taking at one time or something, because that's just a lot for anyone to handle. EX minus Donda's math? I guess there you have it. Wolfram Alpha is always right. I had semesters where I was basically studying for hours every day. Sometimes because the concepts were hard, sometimes because professors just assign a mountain of homework because they feel like it, I guess. I don't know. So it really varied by semester, but there were absolutely some semesters where I spent, you know, at least 4 or 5 hours each day just on homework and studying, not even counting like lecture or part-time jobs or anything like that. So it's another thing where it's very individual. So I don't know. I also had some semesters where like things were a lot like easier and Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I guess that's the answer. I'm sorry that I'm like so unsure, but I think that's how I always answer questions. Alpha says that the antiderivative of Donda's math is equal to a reference object to the past tense instance of Donda's math. So current me is equal to the past tense of me, so I'm all washed up. That's what Wolfram Alpha is saying subtly. Can't say I disagree with Wolfram. Let me erase what's on the board. Well, wait. Does the equivalence relation... Wait, should the function be maps x to x? No, I guess it doesn't have to be. Well, No, okay. Never mind. I think I get it. I was getting mixed up with like the whole if it maps x to y and f of x only talks about elements of y in the output. No, it is an equivalence relation on x because it's saying how the inputs are related to each other based on the output. Okay. Okay. What equivalence relations do you know? I guess functions, but I never studied equivalence relations outside of this book, so aside from the examples that they give, I can't think of any particular equivalence relations, I guess. Dude, I'm not feeling this music. Let's try that one. Hey, Anders. All right, so I did see Penn Center reading through chapter 2. I was only able to partially pay attention because I was doing things, so I didn't really absorb that much from listening to Penn Center stream on this, so I feel like I do need to go through and like kind of read this stuff for myself. Is there any movement with the candidates? Wow, they already drew? Huh. I'm surprised Hikaru... I mean, I guess he played a Slav. Huh. Maybe, I don't know. This is where I don't know enough about about chess in general. Because I guess if you're playing as black and your opponent plays d4, maybe there's not much you can do in the first place. Oh, my screen is frozen? I hope not. Maybe it's just on your end? Okay. An example might help. Yeah, I can look back at the examples that the book gives for equivalence relations. Hikaru Drakamura drew nothing new. I don't like those draw nicknames. Like in the last candidates, people were calling Rajabov Drawjabov, and like, man, that's just. I feel like you're thinking about these players way wrong. If that's your attitude. Okay, I mean, I guess. All right, maybe I don't know. I'll have to look at Akar's recaps. I'm kind of curious why like nothing happened in this game. Everything else looks pretty. Oh, this one looks a little spicy. Prague versus Gujarati. Oh yeah, this is one where I had no idea what was happening. Yeah, like last I checked, it was like somewhere around this, maybe that move. No, yeah, it was this move. Okay, not much has happened yet. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what the heck is gonna happen with that game. Take f that maps integers to even, odd, and this then induces an equivalence relation. The preimages are the equivalence classes. Maps integers to either even or odd, just the actual words, I guess. And so everything that's even would be considered related to each other under the equivalence relation. Everything that's odd would be related. The pre-images are the equivalence classes. You want to divide by equivalence relation, and thinking about functions makes it make sense. Oh, you divide by equivalence relation. I guess if you're going to eliminate like if you want to I assume it gets more tricky when you're talking about generalized things. And so this is removing an equivalence class from the discussion is what you're saying. Or like this is how you think about it. So like if you wanted to discuss only odd numbers, you could talk about the equivalence class of 2 and removing that from the integers. I guess that's a basic example. You could also just talk about the odd integers directly, but quotient. I could just be divide. I'm not sure. Unless it has a unless that's a divide in some other sense, I guess. Think about a Minecraft map. It quotients out the height part. Oh, like I guess like. Oh, you said like a Minecraft map. Do you mean like if your character is way up high in the air and looking straight down, you just see the tops of the blocks without a sense of how high up they are? You quotient by an equivalence. Oh, okay. You literally say quotient by. Okay. What is x/twiddle? What? A literal Minecraft map? Oh, like you're mapping with like you have Minecraft of X. X is Minecraft world. Twiddles is going up and down. Okay. That's a nice way of saying it, Anders, because I'm kind of lost in the Minecraft thing. And I think that that makes Yanis's initial example with mapping integers to just even or odd make more sense in that context. We collapse all the evens into one thing and all the odds into another. Oh wait, also that. Okay, so that's kind of what I was imagining, but maybe I was doing a bad job of describing it. It's like this as in a. We said a literal map. I wasn't sure if you meant a map like that or a map like a mapping, like a function maps, I guess. But I can see how in this you consider everything of the same height equal to each other, which for the purposes of an overworld map is fine. You don't get any information about caves or whatever, but I guess for the sake of the equivalence ratio, you don't care about that. So what is the slash that you're using then? Minecraft world? Oh, as in subtraction or dividing, I guess. Okay. Minecraft world divided by, or you quotienting out, going up or down. Okay. Like set subtraction, but in a different context is kind of what I'm imagining. You know if Minecraft makes sense with that example? Oh, I mean, it's not necessarily even particular to Minecraft. It's just for any map. Like this is like an overhead view of the world, Anders, and so we've removed all the information about like anything below the earth, like any caves or anything, or like the deep ocean. It's probably not like that important, but it's like and I guess there's also like mountains here that, you know, they just look the same as any other like flat surface. I think it's what Yanis is trying to get at, where you've removed all the elevation information from this Minecraft map. Yeah, so like it's almost like you're holding the y as a constant. It's like there's no reason you couldn't also make like a map like this, but for like a different given y value. You make it as flat as our planet is. But like, I think you take any map of even the Earth and just remove any of the elevation information, I think is more or less the example that Yanis is trying to use. You consider any like latitude and longitude equal to each other for any height. I think is the example of the equivalence relation here. Basically a projection. So I think I understand, but it's a little bit like a hard example to like wrap my head around. Yeah, exactly. You're just removing the third coordinate. Earth is a projective space? I don't know what that means. So yeah, you consider everything where the x is equal and the y is equal as the same in your equivalence relation or related, not caring about the z coordinate. Earth is a non-infinite plane. But if it connects back around to itself, you could go around it infinitely many times? I don't know. That's some non-Euclidean geometry stuff, I guess. Start reading this, I guess. Okay, the term group was used by Galois around 1830 to describe sets of one-to-one functions on finite sets. Can be grouped together to form a set closed under composition. See, it was a little confusing me that they're talking about groups, and then they said this definition without ever saying binary operation above that. The music, good or bad? I'm sorry to reading that email. I've gone through at least like 3 playlists today, so I keep like not liking the music that's playing. Chopped? No, it's happening through this too? Oh my god. That's so annoying. I'm just not, apparently I just can't play music through this way that I'm playing music at all in OBS. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Just not do music, I guess. I say I need to look more into just routing my music somewhere else to some third program and then routing it into my OBS, which I think is the only way to fix that. And it's really annoying to do that. All right, so a binary operation. Let G be a set. Binary operation on G is a function that assigns each ordered pair of elements of G an element of G. And so this is where it has to be closed, which I remember is coming from Penn's stream, where the result has to be in that same set. So, like, if you have integers and division, you run into issues because you get a rational number very easily. Last thing you want to say about this is that all that mod stuff is an equivalence relation. S over MZ. Oh, okay. That's a nice thing to throw in there. And so if it's Z over, say, 3Z, is that all the integers mod Z? Or mod 3? And hey, I can't read your name, but a person on YouTube from Russia, you're interested to join here. Is it more from high school or from university? I help with anything that I know how to help with. So if it's high school and below, I certainly can. If it's university, the things that I know best are like calculus. I know some differential equations. And then like other subjects I know a little bit, but it's a little bit more spotty. So like linear algebra, I know a little bit. Right now I'm actually studying abstract algebra. Oh, this on my screen? Yes, this is definitely a university level thing. This is just something I'm studying for fun right now. If someone asks like a homework question, I'll switch over and help them. So yeah, this is an abstract algebra textbook. It's definitely a university level thing. So this is like the very beginning part of the group, the very beginning part of the book where we're just introducing the idea of a group, pretty much. And there's mod 3 is Z over 3Z. Okay. Yeah, this is the type of thing that I do if there isn't a question from someone in chat. I sometimes will get questions just off the internet if I care to find them, but I'm not in the mood to go hunting, so I'm just doing the studying. What is this, Anders? mynoise.net? Try to save it. Sure. I assume it will. It should be all the audio from this browser. This is a 3z, 1 plus 3z, 2 plus 3z. So there's my three just representatives of these cosets. Okay. But this is kind of nice music. It sounds fine. You know what? We'll keep this going if it still sounds fine. I'm like, it usually starts off fine and then it starts to, it's a bit loud. Oh, that's a good point. That's hopefully a decent level. It looks like a decent level on my end. I don't know what any of these words mean. I'm going to be honest. Polyrhythmic. Are these like a... No, I don't know what these mean. But yeah, I guess we'll just play this for a little bit. After like 10 to 30 minutes, I assume it's going to start chopping again. Resets at the left column. Oh wait, this left column. Surprise. Ah. Never mind. Oh, that's the pay. Okay, I need to choose one of the other ones. Polyrhythmic means there's lots of rhythms running at the same time. Constructs the unusual one rhythm. Oh, really? Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll keep it going for a minute. All right, sorry, the audio, I don't think it's coming through on YouTube at all, because YouTube is super weird about copyright, and they... Actually, wait. Oh, wait, never mind, never mind. Yeah, right, it shouldn't be going through YouTube. I set it up. So, sorry you can't hear it on YouTube, but YouTube is like... If you break copyright on YouTube, they like send a hitman after you. Oh, I forgot how you pronounce it. Is it Yoako? I've heard Penziners say that right. Either way, welcome and thanks for the follow. Let's see. Oh, can you tell me where that is? Because the link is going to be a little bit weird for me to open. Is it in the math Discord? Can you just tell me where you put... Oh, I think I see it. Let me bring it up on stream. Is this you? I have not heard of a Minkowsky metric. Okay. Can't understand why the starting point is delta s squared equals minus c delta t squared plus delta x squared plus delta y squared plus delta z squared. You don't understand where this comes from, so don't show it so, and some give a link where the complete deduction is made, or show it to me. GR, I have no idea what that is. Is there a way to make this bigger? Oh, I just want to make the text a bit bigger. I was okay on stream, but... General relativity. It might be. We can Google this and see if something comes up. It's not something that I'm familiar with, though. But you were just asking for a link, so we can see if we can find a link for you, at least. Einstein relatively easy. Okay, so here's that same formula. They say it's from this article. Hey, Storm. This is a question from... I still remember Yoako in chat. About the Minkowsky metric. They're asking where this equation comes from, like how it's derived, I think. They also are from that thing that they put in chat, but they don't deduce it. So I've never heard of this thing before, but I'm trying to see if I can at least get a resource for them. Do you think it's a definition? Let's go back to the to this article. Oh, they just start with that. Chances. Oh, okay. Huaco? Okay, so it's Spanish. First, when I see a J, I never know to pronounce it as a normal J in English, a J in Spanish, or a J like as in like a Y. So I take a wild guess. So it's a definition. Yeah, I guess Y is the definition. Is you're not sure to understand what the question is? I guess they're asking why this equation is the way that it is. Like, how did they come up with that? Actually, is this what we... This might be a relevant piece. Let's see. Understand tensor calculus, and you understand how the Minkowski tensor is defined. But the doubt is the initial point, because it is defined in that way. I don't know, Navas, see if this is even... what you want. Hey, Enigma. Like, it seems like this is making an attempt to explain it, but I'm getting kind of confused in what's actually happening here. The minus c squared is the confusing bit. I think it was explaining it. Oh shoot, I lost the part where it explained that. There. That's the part where they explain the C part. I don't know if that's particularly helpful, but hey Pablo, this is the best live stream idea ever. Oh well, thanks so much. I really appreciate the kind words. Over on Twitch, there's actually more streamers like me. I'm not aware of any on YouTube. There might be someone out there, but I haven't looked. If you ever heard of twitch.tv though, there are more out there like me, and I'll put their links in chat. That comes from supposing two events and wanting to calculate their spatiotemporal distance, and that this remains invariant. So yeah, Hawako, I can link you this, but I really don't know. I kind of know nothing about what you're trying to study here, so I definitely don't have insight for you myself. Yeah. Thanks for trying, but that's just a little bit beyond me. Okay. Something else happened with the candidates? Oh, seems like the Gujarati Pragnananta game kind of cooled off. Right, so we were here. Okay. Okay. I don't think much significant happened elsewhere, it seems. Okay. Is the music still, like, going? Is it cutting out at all? I forget how long it's been. I should have looked at the timestamp for when we started it. You don't think it is? Okay. There is a fix for it. It's just kind of a pain to set up, but I'll probably try and just go through that pain on my 2 off days here. It's apparently some kind of bug with Windows that causes it, and Microsoft is going to patch it sometime between now and in infinity time. Or I guess by the end of time. So we'll see. Let G be a set, binary operation. Condition is called closure. Oh, the exact example that came to mind for me is one that they point out too. The binary operation additions modulo n and multiplication modulo n on the set 0 up to n minus 1, which we denote by Zn, play an important role in abstract algebra. This implies closure, or I mean, they do literally say closure right here, but this, the fact that it has to land still in G, isn't that closure? Okay, I guess it being closed is a consequence of the definition rather than the definition including closed itself, is what you're saying then? Combine the elements of z sub n by addition modulo n only. Addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n to combine the elements. Wait, if you have two operations, isn't that what a ring is? Or something? Or are they talking about, like, doing addition and multiplication at the same time, and it's always the same order, which I guess it would be a binary operation still. That's probably what they mean. What do you think about eating bugs to protect the environment? If they can make bugs palatable, it seems like it might be a good idea. There you go, Enders. It's kind of gross to me, but it seems like a sustainable source of food. And for many people on this earth, it's not gross, so. All right, so a group. Let G be set together with a binary operation, usually called multiplication, that assigns each ordered pair A, B of elements G, an element in G, denoted by AB. There's going to be an Earth Day event that's making dog food from bugs. You'd much rather buy that. I mean... I was about to say, it feels kind of mean to give your dog food that you wouldn't eat yourself, but I guess that's actually kind of normal. And so... They eat cat poop? That's true. Yeah, I guess dogs aren't too picky. It's my favorite bug? I don't have... All bugs are gross. No, I wouldn't eat any kind of dog food, so I don't know where that thought came from. Yeah, I mean, I guess the dog probably doesn't care. A ring is a set R with two operations, addition and multiplication, but generally such that R plus is a group, Rx is almost a group. Oh, that's right, the second operation doesn't quite need to be a group, and it's distributive, so understanding groups is important, yeah. No, I was just confused about the example they were giving, because that seemed to me more like a ring. But I think they're saying, like, it's always the same addition and multiplication, rather than, like, general addition and multiplication. Notion of closure is strange, like, for example, the restriction of plus from R to Q is closed. As in positive numbers? I'm trying to fight through the TLDRSPQ. Domain and codomain are important. You can restrict this function to Q cross Q onto Q. It maps to Q. So you restrict the codomain. I don't quite understand the setup of that, but I think I understand kind of what you're getting at. Okay, so the integers mod 3 is a group both with addition and multiplication. But they're saying like addition and multiplication at the same time, which is what was confusing me. But I think I understand what they're trying to say with it. Or like, you know, addition only or addition and multiplication. So like the combination of operations there is what will confuse me, but I think they're saying it's gonna be like a composite thing where it's always the same things that you're doing each time. Technically, it is a different function because the domain and codomain are part of the definition of function. Okay. Well, I think they're saying that it's a group, and I think they're making some justification that you can have a group. I don't completely understand it. Like, if your binary operation... Your binary operation could involve doing addition and multiplication both. That's what I assume they're saying. Even though that's kind of weird. Say G. We say G is a group and its operation if the following three properties are satisfied. It has to be associative. It has to have an identity. That's the reason we call E. And that E has to be commutative. Oh, okay. Then it has to have an inverse. Wait, really? So I think about this in terms of like linear algebra. If you take a matrix and its inverse, if you do it both ways, do you really get the identity each time? Matrix multiplication on a group. Wait, we have conflicting reports here. 2, 3, 7, 4. All right, that's a 3. Inverse. Invertible matrices are a group. Oh my god. If I give it just the matrix, it'll probably tell me the inverse, right? Seven over 5 minus 3 over 5 minus 3 over 5 2 over 5. So we expect this to give the identity, right? Now if we take this matrix and put it in the front, we still get the identity? Wow, look at that. So I know that matrices in general, like, it gets finicky because you can't invert a non-square matrix as far as I know. Maybe you can. But at least with square matrices that are invertible. That's what I was thinking of without saying it, I guess. There are more terms you want. If it is associative, it's just called a semigroup. Associative has identity, it's called a monoid. Okay, that's nice to hear because I've heard those terms before, but I kind of forgot about them. So the binary operations without any extra assumptions. It's quite aptly named magma. Okay. And so to the binary operation being multiple things at the same time, yeah, I was mentioning what Yanis is saying with the f of x equals x plus y minus xy. As far as I know, that would be, or that could be a binary operation. Suppose A is the left inverse of B, C is the right inverse of B. A is the left inverse of B, C is the right inverse of B. Right, so if you multiply by BC, you just multiply by the identity, so that's okay. Then you use the associative property to say AB times C, and then... Wait. Is that proving the thing that I just did? With a matrix that I created? In general? Okay. It's kind of weird to me. I wouldn't have assumed that it would be commutative with the identity, or with the inverse rather, but I guess it can be with certain restrictions. Left and right inverses need not be the same. Okay. Yes, associativity is always kind of a weird one. That's not ordinary sum, not ordinary multiplication, but an operation defined in terms of those other two. Yeah, I mean, my thought is that you could happen to have a... Yeah, no, I'm doing a poor job of explaining it, Anders, but like... all the binary operation does is map elements of G times G back onto G, so it could happen to follow that, like, kind of scheme that Yanis is saying, but all that matters is the final mapping. Think I'm still live? I need your help. Oh, hey, yeah, please feel free to put your question in chat there, Yaya, or if you prefer to send a screenshot, I have a Discord where you can do that. If there exists a left inverse, it's a two-side inverse. Yeah, no, I was kind of like trying to wrap my head around this in terms of things that I've already seen, but yeah, this implies that the inverses are always double-sided, I guess. If it does meet the definition, well, if it if it is a group, then the inverse is two-sided. Hardlocked, hey! How's it going? Oh, you got that train conductor thing now? Hell yeah. The badge, that's the word. Hey, Ipsum. Well, unfortunately, that's just what a lot of higher level math is. You don't get to use numbers anymore. Your math becomes essays. Especially with, this is called abstract algebra, and as far as I know, there's very little calculations actually happening in it. Compared to other like fields of math, I guess. Simply math becomes diagrams. Yeah, if you post your question in chat, it's all good. If you post a question in the Discord, just put a little message in chat letting me know, so I make sure to see it. Hey, Charlie. I do remember seeing your name a few weeks ago. Well, hey, thanks for saying hi. Yeah, you're welcome to hang out even if you don't have a question. And yeah, yeah, either just type it out there in chat or the screenshot or whatever's easiest for you. Carla, can you try one of my really hard problems? If you get it right, I have a prize. Is that x cubed minus 5x squared plus 8x minus 20 equals 0? Okay, yeah. Oh, that groups. We did the Riemann sum weeks ago, if you remember. Ooh, maybe Yaya? Kind of rings a bell. X cubed minus 5x squared. Eight x minus 20 equals 0. Did I copy that right? Okay, yeah. So I would say that, because I've seen cubics before, that we can actually do this by grouping. So from these two terms, I'll factor out an x squared to get x minus 5. Then from these two terms, I'll factor out a 4. Nope, wait, never mind, it doesn't group. I'm bad. I don't know. I don't know how to do math. Uh, for some reason I thought the 8 was a 4. Never mind. I shouldn't erase the original problem. Is that rational root theorem then? Let you give me cubic without rational roots. Oh god, now it looks terrible because I like half erased it. Get it right, there's a prize. Order 2, okay. So I guess our candidates for the roots are plus or minus 20, plus or minus 5. Oh wait, well also 10. Plus or minus 5, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 2, and plus or minus 1. Let's start from plus or minus 1 because it's the easiest to plug in. 1 just won't work though. That dog won't hunt. Neither will negative 1. How about 2? 8 minus 20 plus 16 minus 20. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think any negative number is going to work here. Let's try 4. 64 minus 16 times 5 is 80. Plus 32 minus 20. No, that's not 0. God dang it. 5? 125 minus 125 plus 40 minus 20. Ugh, not 5 either. 10? No? No way 20 is gonna work. This has irrational roots, doesn't it? What's 400 times 20? 6 or 8 with 3 zeros. Minus 400 times 5. 2,000. This has irrational roots. No way. So it's a cubic equation, which I don't care what the prize is. I'm not doing the cubic equation. Let me look at chat again. You don't know if there's an answer? ChatGPT, where you wanted X to be something? Just guess 100? No, it's not going to be 100. It's going to be some terrible looking root. Holy crap, hard lucked. Damn it, the fucking Huskies. Well, thank you so much, dude. I don't know what to say. You know what? I don't have to look up the answer. It's definitely 100. I think you're right. That's super generous of you, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sorry, my brain is kind of broken. That's I really appreciate you, Hardlocked. Uh, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna always like say thanks, but um, I yeah, I guess I'm just repeating myself, but heart. Um, I think Yaya posted their question. I guess I'll see if my brain works well enough to help him out. uh, oh gosh, probability density function. Ipsum. I mean, you can, but I'm gonna prioritize this question from Yaya because it's a homework question, but I can try to get to you after. You still can't see how to get C into it. I think we use the distribution function. Ali, are there math topics you have trouble with? A lot of them. It's like the one I was just looking at, abstract algebra, is a big one. The things that I like are more like computational in math, and the things that are more proof-based, I'm generally like weaker at. So this is our probability density function for the demand of gasoline at a gas station. Let's see in 1,000 gallons to know the capacity of the tank, which is refilled weekly. If C is 0.5, what is the probability that the weekly demand for gasoline? Well, what is U? I'm trying to remember how probability density functions work. I know they have to integrate to 1 over their domain. Is U the capacity of the tank here? Because that would make it... Actually, I assume U is the capacity of the tank. Or no, U is the actual demand. Never mind. Or no, U is... What is the input? Okay, yeah, I see your troubles here. I'm a little bit weak on these on these questions. I did learn this at one point. Oh, it's 0.5 what it's... No. Oh, okay. I think what this is saying, Yaya, is our function here is the demand for gas in thousands of gallons. And we want to know if 0.5 thousand gallons Ooh. Okay, I think I know what we do here. I just need to remember what the integral looks like. You do it from I think we're gonna do it from 0 to a. Yeah. Okay. So ours are from 0 to 0.5. I think for part A, it's like asking what is the probability of the demand of gasoline between 0 and 0.5. I guess let's see what that integral comes out to. So if any of this sounds wrong to you, yeah, please call me out on it because I'm a little bit rusty on this stuff. X is the weekly demand. Ali, do you feel like lectures are absolutely necessary? Because sometimes I feel like a professor only presenting without caring much. No, I wouldn't say that lectures are absolutely necessary. I personally don't mind a lecture and learning from it as long as the professor is engaging and cares about trying to teach students. There are classes being taught on Twitch, or that are planned to be taught on Twitch, or they have been taught before, and there's more planned in the future that are very discussion based, and there's no lectures at all. It's more of a discussion among your classmates that are that's just guided by the person teaching it. And it turned out to be a pretty effective way to learn because I did one for real analysis, and there's classes I believe they're going to be formatted like that for differential equations and for complex variables over the summer. Okay, so sorry that I'm taking so long to get to this yaya, but so for let's start with part A. And let's integrate it from 0 to 0.5 and see if we get something that's reasonable. I think that's all they're asking with this, even though the phrasing is a little bit hard to wrap my head around. But I think what they're really asking is the probability that x is less than or equal to 0.5, which we're going to say is equal to the integral from 0 to 0.5 of, what was our function? 5 times 1 minus u to the 4th du. I think that's all they're asking in part A. Because the actual tank itself doesn't matter. It's really, if the tank holds 0.5 gallons and they're asking what's the probability that the tank is enough for a week's demand, they're really asking what's the probability that the demand is between 0 and 0.5. That's how I'm interpreting this problem. So this integral is easiest solved with a substitution. We can't do a u sub because u was taken. Let's do a v sub, I guess. V is equal to 1 minus u, which means dv is equal to du. I'm going to drop the bounds for a minute, and I'll add them back in later. Integrating that comes out to be just v to the 5th. Let's unsub, so we get 1 minus u to the 5th. Now we'll bring the bounds back that we've unsubbed. And 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5, 0.5 is 1/2, 1/2 to the 5th. For the upper bound is what we get. And then 1 minus 0, so we'll get minus 1 to the 5th, but 1 to the 5th is just 1. Oh wait, that's a negative number. That's not good. We shouldn't get a negative number for our probability. Oh, it's negative du. That's what I messed up. So negative sign, negative sign, negative sign. That makes sense now. So we'll get negative 1/2 to the 5th, now plus 1. 2 to the 5th is 32? Yeah. So you have minus 1 over 32 plus 1, which is 31 over 32. That's a pretty high probability. I guess that's what we get, though. Thank you, Zone. You see me messing up arithmetic, some things never change. God dang it, Bob. You're absolutely right. Hope you're doing good, though, Bob, and that your move went well. Pen was just saying that we need to do a second beard off, or I need to have a chance at like re-challenging. It did go well. That's awesome to hear. So if you ever do come back around, I promise I won't be as like flaky and trying to schedule things this time. You're down? Okay. Because like it might be fun. Like we saw the tabletop simulator idea. Like we could do like little like kids games or something too. I think that might be kind of funny. Like shoot some ladders and stuff. Connect 4, like you were saying. But I don't know. We can talk more. No, I don't. Yeah, I lost my mind there too. I was just glad it was over at the end. Ugh. First, you need to buy new headphones. Okay, no worries. Oh yeah. So yeah, you're asking a question. So you're saying they're asking about what is probability that 0.5 gallons is enough? Exactly that. Yeah. And so if 0.5 gallons is enough, that means the demand was between 0 and 0.5, which is why I set up the integral like that. Oh, and Ipsum, if you do want to just like type your question in chat, I can try and get to it when I have a minute. If it's something quick, I could even just like do it too. So when someone says they want to test me or something, I kind of get like nervous, but because some people like take it as a challenge to go for the hardest problem they can think of. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. We can keep on working through these problems if you want to see them. But if you already feel like you understand these, then let me know and I won't like waste your time. What is the minimum value of C required to ensure the probability? Giving hard problems in chat can, yeah. Cows? Never heard of them. Yeah, Bobby, I guess you're one of the people who did that. The minimum value of C required to ensure the probability that the demand exceeds supply is no larger than 10 to the negative 5. Ooh. The minimum value of C required. So this is going to be setting up an integral, but one of the limits is going to be a variable. Or, I mean, a constant, but we have to solve for that constant. I'm just trying to figure out how exactly to phrase this. The minimum value of C required to ensure the probability of the demand exceeds supply. Okay, I think I know how we set this up. Do I know how we set this up? I think I do. I think we're going to integrate. You're taking stats this semester? Oh God, I don't know about that, Bob. It's been a while since I've done stats. when you do integral from 0 to c is less than or equal to 10.5, I think it's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah. I mean, I think we would say equal to because we're finding the minimum c, so we don't necessarily have to worry about an inequality. But I think that's the idea. Like, I remember a little bit of like PDFs and CDFs, but like I gotta look all this stuff up again if I'm gonna actually be able to talk about it in a semi-decent way. So here they're asking, we want the probability of x being, I guess, the greater than or equal to is not important versus greater, but we want strictly greater than c, I think. We want to make that, yeah, I mean, okay, we'll set up with inequality. We want this to be less than 10 to the negative 5, was it? Hey, Mr. Pathan. Watch hi to you too. You're gonna say it 4 times. So yeah, I guess I agree with your setup actually with the inequality there. I mean, it's gonna end up just acting like an equal sign. Between c to 1, which is the maximum value of 5, 1 minus u to the 4th du. And then we're going to solve that for c. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not the integral from 0 to c. It's the integral from c to 1, I think. Because we're talking about x being greater than c. Is it? Or is it from 0 to c? I was thinking it'd be from c to 1. I have a hard time justifying that in my head now, though. No, I think it is from c to 1 because we want the probability of x greater than c. So that means c to 1, I think. Let's see what number we get here. I guess maybe that we can see if that's reasonable. So I'm just going to write this into an equal sign because we only want the minimum value of c, and that'll happen right at 10 to the negative 5th. Let's do the same v sub, I guess. It's also not just randomly change exponents for no reason. Like that. One minus 1 to the 5th will come out to be 0. Minus, well, actually, minus a negative is plus. Oh, that. They want you to solve that? Oh, no, you just take the 5th root. Never mind. That's not that bad. I thought they wanted you to multiply out this whole like 5th power, and that would have been painful. But no, you take the 5th root of each side. Is that okay to say that 10 to the negative 5 to the power of 1/5 is 10 to the negative 1? I hope that's okay. And let's hope that, well, 10 to the negative 1 is 0.1. So 0.1 minus 1 is minus 0.9 equals minus c. So c is 0.9. That seems like a reasonable number. Oh shoot, I'm blocking it slightly. We can check what you get if you integrate from 0 to c, but I think you want to integrate from c to 1. Because of that whole x being, you want the probability of x being greater than c, which, how I'm justifying that in my head. Honestly, I was doing the integral f of x sub e from 0 to 1, hoping you don't get 1, just so we can see the problem's incorrect and move on. That would be convenient, Bob. You're right, it's from c to 1? Okay. Glad that you agree. Just out of curiosity, would we get something wacky if we said from... Oh, no, we get a really small value for c, which doesn't make sense. We would get, like, 0.1 for c, I think. No worries, Yaya. Suppose the owner makes a gross profit of 64 cents for each gallon of gasoline sold. Let Y denote the amount of gasoline sold per week. How is Y related to X, the weekly demand for gasoline? The owner cannot sell more gasoline each week than the tank can hold. That's fair. What is the average weekly gross profit, and how does it behave as a function of C, the tank capacity? Ooh. Okay, so this is the stuff about probability functions that I really don't remember that well. It's going to be something like, if it's 64 cents for each gallon, we're measuring the demand in thousands of gallons, so we're going to need to do 64 cents times 1,000, I think, to get $640 per 1,000 gallons, if I did my mental math right. Just shifting the decimal to the right 3 times. So it's going to be y is equal to 640 times x. But this whole average weekly gross profit and how does it behave as a function of C, the tank capacity. I mean, it can never go higher than C, which is what their hint is. How does it... When we start getting a second random, or when we start getting a second function involved like this, I start getting a little bit confused because it's been too long for me. Let's see if I can find a site that'll explain it to me again. What is it called when you have a related probability function? Why isn't anyone answering my question? So, and by no one, I mean, like, I can't find the Google link that'll answer it for me. Okay, I mean, what's the expected value of a probability density function? Let's at least get that far. Is it just the average? Like you take, is it the average value integral? That's a discrete random variable. Oh, it's that thing, x f of x dx. negative infinity, but we can do it from 0 to 1 in our case. Is Y how much money we made? Yes. Why don't it, wait, the amount of gasoline sold per week. Wait, what? Oh, I was misinterpreting what Y is. Y isn't the profit or even the revenue. Y is the actual amount sold. And it's different from X because X is just the demand. Y is how much was actually sold. So if the demand exceeds the supply, then Y is going to be a different value. I see. Is equal to 0.64 C. Well, it's not, you don't necessarily know that, that's assuming your entire tank of gas gets sold each week. I think it's going to be the same definition of a function, but instead of 1 here, we have C. Because that's kind of following what the hint is saying too. Even if demand is higher, you can't physically sell more gas than you have. But don't we have to adjust our function then? Because it's not going to integrate to 1? Or how does that work? Well, I mean, Y isn't necessarily random, I guess. So maybe... Okay, I guess this is gonna be a weird function. The hint they give is, I think, what they want you to... That's really all they're asking you to include in this function. But it's it's a little bit weird. So we'd say, I think, Y is equal to, it's gonna be piecewise, 0.64. Now is it C minus X, because what we sold, so capacity minus demand. You can change the variable. I don't know if it's exactly like that. Actually, it does need to be 640. Because we're measuring things in thousands of gallons. So 64 cents per gallon is the same as 640 per 1,000 gallons. So I think it's gonna be 640 times something. Is it x or is it f sub x of u? I think it's f sub x. Like this is what I'm thinking it is for 0 for when u is between 0 and c, and it's 0 elsewhere. That's what I want to say is happening. Or that f sub x might have to be just regular x. Then I don't know how you change that condition. I guess you can even say less than or equal to 1. I don't know if that extra less than or equal to 1 is right, though. Oh, yeah, existential. We're on part C right now. And C minus x. I don't think that's what you want, C minus x. I feel like it should be just x rather than f sub x, but then I don't know. I'm having an interpretation issue with what x actually means versus what f sub x means, I guess. The solution for part A. That was 31 over 32. Change of continuous random variable. Okay, thank you. Existential for part A, we did the integral from 0 to 0.5 of this. I think that's what you're supposed to do there. Change of continuous random variable. Oh, okay, yeah, this is... Thank you for giving me the keywords to look up. This is what I think I need to know. Okay, this is a little bit too theoretical for me. Maybe I need to look at a different link, but So maybe we don't want the function, we want just x. Why would you be making 0.5 elsewhere? I don't think the C point is equal to 0.5 is relevant for part C. I think that's just like a hypothetical example you don't need again. Oh shoot, I keep getting mixed up with it's not y is not the profit. So the 640 I should not be including in any part of my answer. Well, the tank isn't necessarily 0.5 though. That was just one example. I don't think I think we're solving this in general. Oh, I think I see. Oh, I think your idea is right though. Instead of 0.5, just have a C. Okay, let me. Okay, so I'm thinking about this wrong. The amount sold is equal to the amount demanded, except when demand exceeds supply. So our kind of default case is going to be y is equal to just x. And I think we say for 0 is less than x is less than c. I think we can compare x and c directly like that. I hope we can. Otherwise, y is just equal to c. I guess we need 3 cases. Do we need 3 cases? Does x have to be between 0 and 1? Actually, no. Ooh. Is it like this? It might be something like that. Oh my, it is. It's going to be almost the same thing as x, except we have to cut off the part where demand exceeds supply. That's probably right. I think we should work out the probability of that being right. You know, I think I have the idea with what I've written. I don't know if I've written it in the right way. So Pen. Thank you so much. Hey, Obi. You guys came at the perfect time. So we're doing some stats, which is I know it's not a favorite. I'm not sure that's a probability function, Anders. I don't know. Does it need to be a probability function? But thank you so much, Pen. I hope you're integrals went well. Hey, Fembucks. Because it's just a random variable. Or no, why isn't necessarily... Why is just a variable, I guess? Based on x, if you attach a function to that variable, that needs to integrate to 1? I'm not completely sure. Like, I'm not confident here at all. I don't know, that was Existential who said that. That's probably right, but we finished up to number 45 of 50 in the second half. Wow, you're almost there, Pen. Just in time for your next subathon to start. What is that? So, right now I'm looking at part C, and I've been kind of struggling on the terminal, or like on how to actually phrase this. Will you trade a sub for solving a simple math problem for me? Hey, Dead Cell, you don't need to sub at all. I'll solve a simple math problem for you for free. I'm gonna say this music's kind of driving me crazy now. I feel like it's too calm. Okay. X will be 0, else source of y equals x covers it. You might be right. Oh. Well, hey, Dead Cell, thank you so much for the prime. There's your problem. The limit of the square root of 9 plus x squared minus 3 over x as x approaches infinity. Ooh. All right, so I think I'm gonna. You might be right about its existence. I was debating if we need that third case. Since I'm still kind of sketchy on this one, it's probably gonna take me a while to figure out the other part of the real hard part of part C, which is the average weekly gross profit. I'm gonna switch to Dead Cell's problem, and I'll come back to this one. Yeah. This is. Oh, thanks for the follow, Dead Cell. This one, it's gonna take a while to puzzle this out. And I think Dead Cells will be a little bit quicker, so. Got a limit there as x goes to infinity. I assume we're gonna multiply by the conjugate of the numerator. So limit as x goes to infinity. Root 9 plus x squared minus 3 over x. Okay, I think I copied that down right. So if we try to plug infinity in directly, we do get infinity over infinity. So you can L'Hopital's this. Maybe it's better to L'Hopital's it. Actually, are you supposed to do you know what L'Hopital's rule is? You're saying, oh, you're saying yep to me copying down, right? See, I guess Dead Cell. Yeah, can we use that? If you haven't learned L'Hopital's, then we can do it a different way. I don't think it's that bad, Yanis. I think we'll just get 0. Do we? Oh, wait, we do get the 2x on top. Maybe it's not that nice. You're right, I forgot about the chain rule with the square root. So maybe we do want to multiply by the conjugate of the numerator. Let's just see what this comes out to be. Plus 3 or root 9 plus x squared plus 3. Limit as x goes to infinity. This is just a common trick with limits and some other things where you just try multiplying by whatever has the radical, but you change the sign in the middle. So on top we'll get 9 plus x squared minus 9. On the bottom, get x root 9 plus x squared plus 3x, and that's it. That's a negative? Okay. And so the 9s here do cancel, and then we'll be able to cancel out an x. This results in basically the same thing as L'Hopital. I mean, not kind of the same thing as L'Hopital. So I'm going to 9 minus 9 is 0. Everything has an x on the bottom, and there's one x on top, so let's cancel those. Root 9 plus x squared plus 3. Is this helpful? Like, I want to say it's equal degree on top and bottom and just call it 1. I don't know if that's... It's a nice pair of headphones. Oh, thank you. I do really enjoy them for music. Divide everything by x? That might unironically be the play here. That's not very helpful for evaluating the limit, I don't think. So I don't see what we do with that. I don't see someone putting a better idea in chat. So I guess let's try pulling out, maybe pull out an x squared from the radical. And basically trying to do the whole degree on top is equal to the degree on the bottom thing. Trying to show that. Oh, actually, just dividing by x is probably a cleaner way of showing it. Okay, so let's split them into two different fractions. Let's try this instead. So I have root 9 plus x squared over x minus 3 over x. So over here, 3 over infinity will just go to 0, right? Then over here, we have some work to do. I want to get this x inside the square root. So we can say that x is the same thing as the square root of x squared. And then since it'll be square root over square root, we can, you know, involve them with each other. Okay, yeah, this must be the idea here. And I'll just put a minus 0 to memorialize that 3 over x going to 0. So we do get 1. Okay. Now let's put that into two separate fractions inside the radical. Oh god, what is that infinity? 9 over x squared plus 1, because x squared over x squared. 9 over x squared will go to 0. 1 is just 1, so we get the square root of 1, which is just 1. So we do get 1. Okay. And so the trick that I guess we could have used that still works here, I just wasn't sure, which is why I did all this work, is on top your degree is 2, but with a square root. So 2 times 1/2 is 1. So the degree on top is basically 1. The degree on the bottom is also 1 because it's x to the 1. And when that happens, it's usually just the coefficient of the leading coefficient divided by the leading coefficient. So 1 over 1 is just 1. I just wasn't sure if that trick would apply exactly here, so that's why I did all that work. Thank you for the hint there, Pen. So does that make sense, Dead Cell, or do you have any questions about what I did? Thanks for lurking, Enigma. And you too, Pen. Okay, I don't see anything from you, Dead Cell, so I'm assuming that you're okay with that, or if you do have a question, you'll type it in soon. That's great and fast. I'll have to write it down, look at it yourself. Oh, yeah. No worries. That's all. If you want, feel free to come back and ask a question about it, too, if you find out you're still not sure later on. It does use a few tricks that are hard to spot. You see, like, even with me, I had to try a few different techniques before we finally found that one. I see Ervon posted a question in the Discord. I haven't forgotten about your problem, Yaya. I'm just trying to spread the love a bit. I also don't feel that confident in doing the rest of that stats problem too. What does this problem say? Cuboid side length x is supposed to be made so that each side is length 3 feet. Sadly, Harold and Maud were trying to cooperate to build this cube, and they disagreed about the best method of measurement. As a result, the side length of each side ended up actually being just 2.9 feet. Oh my god, the quadruple exclamation point. Oh, and Dead Cell, if you are interested in getting more math help from others, I should give a shout out to all the other math streamers in the community. Those ones, there are more than that, but those ones I can recommend like very highly. So if you're looking for more math help and I'm not online, please feel free to hit them up. Math streaming to help you out with category theory, not that I'm aware of. No, I can't think of one, really. I think of like, I've heard, there's a streamer called the Tutor Wizard. I haven't seen him stream in a minute, but I've heard him talk a little about what category theory is. I don't know if he's confident answering questions, though. I think that's his name. That should be him. Yanis saying, is it just 0.1 cubed? Maybe. Cube side length is supposed to be made so that each side is a length of 3 feet. So you have the method of side addition being 2.9 feet. Use differentials to approximate the resulting error in volume. Your mathematical answer will be assigned a number. Give your answer in words using appropriate language to indicate whether the resulting volume is more or less than it should be. Differentials to approximate the resulting error in volume. But I mean, we can just get this exactly, which is why it seems like it needs to be responded to in a certain way. The volume of a sphere. Okay, so yeah, they differentiate with respect to x, or with respect to r. Oh my god. So you could use this to, if you do a small change in radius, you can figure out what the change in volume would be. I think they want you to do this exact thing here. Ooh, and we have some nice formulas down here I think we need for part B. So once school grades done, hence why math's on the agenda, you have another math problem. Yeah, sure, Dead Cell. So I think we're gonna have a cube is gonna be dv equals x 3x squared dx. And then what are we're gonna plug in x equals 3 in dx equals minus 0.1. I think it's how they want us to do this. It's not an estimate though, it's gonna be pretty exact, I think. Let me ask this person if they're watching the stream or not. The two longest sides of the triangle are 8 and 13 centimeters respectively. The largest angle of the triangle is 120 degrees. Determine the area of the triangle. Okay, let me... I think I'll do that one first, dead cell, and I'll work on this one that I have on the screen in a minute. Because I think yours will be a little bit quicker. And I want to see if Ervan is listening to the stream or not. Oh, this is geometry. If only Jed was here. So I think we're gonna have to do law of cosines on this triangle. We have to do law of sines first. I think it'll be law of sines, law of cosines, just to figure out what the measurements of the triangle are, and then actually working on the area I'm going to remember how to do too. Okay, so we have our largest angle as being 120 degrees. And the longest sides of a triangle are 8 and 13. So it's approximately 120, right? And we know that if the longest sides of the triangle are 8 and 13, then 13 must be across from 120 degrees. Because the bigger the angle, the bigger the side, and 13 is bigger than 8. So 13 has to go with the bigger angle here. That means 8 will get the next biggest angle, and whatever the third side is will get the smallest angle. It kind of looks like sausage layout true. It's not supposed to be, but I'm just going to arbitrarily put 8 there. And we want to figure out the angle across from 8. So I think we're going to need to do law of sines on this. And I don't think... How's law of sines set up? But you're on something? Yeah, so these ones are always kind of weird. Oh shoot, and I should say, Yaya, if you are still here, I might not have time to get to the rest of your question, at least on stream. I guess it'll be a little bit, so I don't want to keep you waiting in case you have somewhere to be, but since the other questions are starting to come in, it's going to be a little bit before I can get back to yours. So yeah, sine A over A equals sine B over B. So, should we, I feel like just for convenience, we should label our triangle. They don't tell us any labels to use, so I'm just going to make up labels A, B, and C. So this means angle A goes with side A across from it. Angle B goes with side B across from it, I guess is what we're saying. So it's sine. So let's do sine A over A. So sine of 120 over 13 equals sine B over 8. So we want to solve that equation for B. Isn't there an issue with law of sines and obtuse angles? Or am I getting mixed up? Or is it okay with obtuse angle? Exactly what you did? I just want to verify one thing. So I feel like I've heard that law of sines is potentially incorrect when it comes to obtuse angles or something. I don't know if that's right, though. Law of sines is fine. You just get two answers sometimes. Okay. In that case, 120 is unit circle, isn't it? Thanks existence. You have to eliminate one? Okay. So sine is going to be root 3 over 2. So we get root 3 over 2 times 8 over 13 equals sine B. That's going to be a calculator problem anyway. But get B is arc sine 4 root 3 over 13. That's certainly not unit circle. Let's get that into a calculator. (32.2 degrees). Hey, that's actually exact. That's kind of funny. Didn't expect that. All right, 32.2 degrees is angle B. That means angle C we can do 180 minus 120 minus 32.2. 180 minus 120 is 60. 60 minus 32.2 is 27.8. Yes, okay. So now let's do a lot of cosines to get our last side C. So we can do a lot of cosines with any of these, but let's do C squared is equal to 13 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 13 times 8 times cosine 27.8 degrees. That's more work for a calculator. I've ever seen it. More promising, get same numbers as you did. Awesome. Square root 13 squared plus 8 squared. Oh god, that's not how numbers work. Wait, 13 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 13 times 8 cosine 27.8. Make sure Wolfram interprets that as degrees, not radians. Yeah, see? Degrees. We'll call that 7, the last side. All right, so we get 7, 8, 13 for our triangle. Now we got to work out the area of this thing. So you do that. Let's draw a new one. Now, if you bisect this angle, does it intersect at a perpendicular angle? That's what I want to know, I guess. I forget. Triangle angle bisector. Like what? Like if we do drop. Oh no, we do get proportional sides though. That's how we figure it out. Well, no, but we need it to be right angle. Never mind. So okay, we don't bisect any angles. I guess if you want to figure out the area of just an arbitrary triangle like this, you kind of have to just drop a perpendicular and hope that you can work things out. So that's 7, 8. We know the angles. Oh yeah, if you have an angle and a side in a right triangle, you know everything else about it, right? So we just need to work out this because the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. If I draw the perpendicular like this, that means our base is going to be side A here. But we need to work out the height, which is the height of that perpendicular. So we can attack it from this upper right triangle or the lower right triangle. Just arbitrarily, I'll do it from the upper one here. This is the hypotenuse. This is opposite. So we know that sine of 32.2 degrees is equal to opposite h over hypotenuse 7. We can solve that for h. 7 times sine 32.2, which is more work for a calculator. So our height is 7 sine 32.2 degrees. Degrees? Thank you. 3.73, all right. Even then, with wolfram, we can just go straight to calculating the area. So the area is 1/2 base times height. So we want 1/2 times height times 13 our base in degrees. So I get the area as 24.25. Is that what you got, Dead Cell? Or if you drew it in a different way, I can try and mimic the way that you drew it if you want the numbers to match up better. We'll show you the same result for the area regardless. Check out the area, you can't do AB sine C over... Oh! That might be what I did. Without saying it in the same way. AB sine C over 2. That formula might also work. Yeah, I know it's probably not going to be the exact same, like, what lettering, but showing how you'd line it up. All right, you're not the only person to use that. B sine C. I think that's what I did without. I think I derived this formula basically. Because my A was 13. My B was 7. And the C was 32.2. Do you get a different number though? Because I actually did do this exact thing. I just, everyone I put into Wolfram Alpha matches it. 1/2. This was the B sine C, and this was the A. Should put 120 degrees in the cosine law. Remember the first time that I've messed something up. You can absolutely do the law of cosines with 120 degrees. What do you get for the length of the remaining side? You should still get 7. Even if you can set the law of cosines differently, and you should get the same result. So you could do law of cosines on that 120-degree angle. You just have to be consistent about everything else. If you do law of cosines on the 120 degrees, that means that 13 is your C. So it's 13 squared equals, that will be side C. Okay, so 8 squared plus C squared minus 2 times 8 times C times cosine of 120. If you solve that for C, it'd be a little bit uglier. But in theory, you should get 7. We can check that in Wolfram. C equals 7. You do get a negative result, but you know we don't care about negative lengths in geometry. Yeah, okay. In that case, you're wrong. You yeah, if you take the 120 angle, the other side of the equal sign has to be the side across from that angle. That's how the law of cosines works. But you did have the right idea for sure there. You have the right technique in general. It's just applying the formula that's weird. So then if you have anything else on that problem, or if you feel like you understand what went wrong, in the meantime, I guess we'll try and investigate this differentials one. To get the degrees correctly, 32.2, 27.8. Oh yeah, sure. There you go. Yeah, no worries at all, Dead Cell. I'm here to help. So I stream on Tuesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, starting 2.5 hours ago, more or less. If you need it, if you run into anything else, I do sometimes stream games too. And if it's a quick question, I'll try and help you. But it's best to get me during like a math stream. But even if I'm not on, usually there's someone else who's on in the math category, or out of the list of people that I linked earlier. Hey, Corrupt. So if you have a sphere and you change your radius is currently 20, but you somehow change it by 0.01, that can produce a change in the volume of 50.27. That's a ton. Holy crap. So I think we do the same process over here with the cube. Let's try that. Actually, let me set up the scene. Hide problem. There we go. Okay. Okay. So we have the volume of a cube is equal to x cubed. Because they're measuring things in terms of x, right? Yes. So we're going to derive it with respect to x, are we saying? Yeah, with respect to x. So dv is going to be 3x squared dx. And then I think you plug in your number. So x is supposed to be 3 times, we're changing it potentially by 0.1. So then the change in volume is going to be, what, 27 times 0.1 is 2.7? So your error is going to be, plus or minus 2.7 cubic feet, whatever unit we were in. 14 root 3 femvox. That's a good question. I don't think we got an exact answer. I think we got a decimal answer. Let me see what it was. And since we're decreasing the side length, we should, I guess, change it that the error is going to be at most negative 2.7. I feel like the teacher is going to be pretty picky about the phrasing here, but the answer we got was 24.245. So what is 14 root 3? Oh, that's 12. I don't think 12 is the same thing as 14. 24.24. Ooh. 24.245. Nearly the same, off by 0.003. I think we agree, though. It's the approximate percent error in volume. Did this I give a convenient way? Approximate percent error in volume is dV over V times 100%. So for them, dV is 50.27, and V I assume is the default. So it's going to be 2.7 over 3 cubed. Is that a reasonable number? 0.1, so 10%? That seems reasonable, especially for a cube. Okay, so let's say about an answer for this person. Let me bring up my Discord. I think I worked through it. Look at about the 240 mark in the VOD if you want to see my thought process. I think the idea is you start with the volume of a cube. Hey, Brownie Man. V equals X. You can do LaTeX here. Let's get fancy with it. V equals X cubed. And differentiate with respect to X to get dV equals 3x squared dx. Since x was supposed to be 3, that's the value we'll use, and dx will be 0.1, 3 minus 2.9. Actually, I guess it should be 2.9 minus 3. Some of the teachers can be picky about the phrasing here, so let's 2.9 minus 3. So we'll get that a change in length of minus 0.1 will produce an error of dV equals 3 times 3 squared times minus 0.1 equals minus 2.7 cubic feet. Linearization, it's approximating error using differentials. I don't know if that's considered linearization. I guess that seems like linearization, kinda. I don't know, they were supposed to make a cube that's with side length 3 feet. They made one that's 2.9 feet, and they're trying to figure out what the error is. I haven't done a problem like this before, but it doesn't seem that bad to work through. So I'll just type in a response for this person who's not able to watch the stream. But yeah, it's hard to show like the problem like kind of blown up, so I can't like type. So I'm gonna go back to typing, but just using some differentials, I guess. For part B, Yeah, so on the whiteboard, I didn't have a negative error, but in my Discord response, I'm correcting that. So I'm saying it might be hard. I don't know how it comes across on the stream, especially if you're on mobile, you probably can't read it, but I do have a minus sign in front of my answer. Part B, the percent error in volume is /frac dv over v, right? So the website said. Great. Equals -2 /frac we're gonna get a negative percent though. That doesn't make sense for that part. Should I? I assume we won't take the absolute value of it, so I'm just gonna say positive 2.7 over 27 is equal to 0.1 is equal to 100%, I guess. Not 100%, 10%. Oh my god. Don't look at me. Chesapeake is not made for complicated math. Oh no, what did I do wrong? Oh, doesn't like the percent? How do you do percent in LaTeX? Do I have to escape it or something? Percent symbol in LaTeX. Yeah, you have to do an escape character. Okay. I assume percent means something special. Yeah, you called a brownie. Okay. All right, hopefully that helps the person. Okay. So I don't think we have a question waiting for me. We do have the stats person that I stopped partway through. But you know, let's really check, how are the candidates going? Oh, it's all over. Everyone drew except for Prague versus Gujarati? This was the crazy game. What happened here? Oh my god, wait, dude, there's been so much movement in this game. I think I saw this position. Oh, what the heck? All I know about chess is to look at the eval bar, basically. I don't know anything else about chess. It's swinging, though. I'm terrible at chess. I do kind of like following it, though. Oh my gosh. I was checking these positions earlier in the stream until I got distracted with the problems, but this game's it seems pretty exciting. It's crazy. So black has the advantage here, I guess because of the pressure on the king? That pawn doesn't seem like a joke. Alright, I guess it kind of is a joke. Well, I can't really get it promoted. Bishop pair as well, yeah. Oh, I guess that's a blunder. Why? Because if bishop takes c3, it's going to get played. Oh my gosh. Were they, oh, they're under time pressure. That's why it's swinging so much. Whoa. That's just a shot in the dark. I guess white's already lost here. So right here, black is up, what, 1 pawn? Yeah, the position is crazy in black's favor. It's because white's about to lose that pawn. I mean, I guess white could defend it. I assume there's a reason why that can't really happen, though. I assume we're gonna do resignation? Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't remember the other games being all that exciting when I was looking at them. Black's rooks are much more active, yeah. I have to go and watch the highlights. I haven't like explained more. Okay, so what was up with okay, I kind of want to Google this problem. Like, I'm kind of curious to see what the answer is. Weekly demand in thousands of gallons. Measured in thousands of gallons. I want to get the exact wording right, at least for the start of the question, and hopefully we'll find someone who's already posted it on the internet. Let's Google that much of the problem and see if we can find it. Hey, okay. Wait. This one gives a little... Okay, yeah. Never mind. It's in line with what I would expect it to say. Let me zoom in the PDF a bit so it's hopefully easier to read. Does this have an answer key? It doesn't have an answer key. Dang it. Okay. That doesn't have an answer key. Come on, someone has to have an answer key here, right? Oh my god. Okay. Oh. This is like a part of the problem. I think it's the part that I already did. Does Brainly make you pay? Oh, okay, so like... Oh, but I already know the answer to that question. Okay, fine. I give up. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember stats well enough for that. Hmm. I could go back to studying more. I'm kind of feeling like calling it though. Um, let's see. Like, is there any was like, uh, not much. Yes, I was just looking at the back at that stats question, but I don't remember stats well enough to get further into the problem, unfortunately. So I kind of gave on the problem, and I think I'm just gonna cut the stream off here. Well, no, we didn't really get to the bottom of part C. Okay, look, if you guys can figure out, then like be my guest, but like we didn't get the average weekly gross profit. Like we're just trying to figure out what Y is, but that's not even the question. So I don't know how we do the actual question that C is asking or part D. I mean, I guess you could say that the average weekly gross profit is going to be, oh, that's kind of hard to express when it cuts off at C like that. I guess you could just say it's 640 times Y, in that it's limited above by C. All right, maybe that's good enough for part C. The owner pays 20 bucks as weekly rent on a tank of capacity 1,000 C gallons? It's the average weekly net profit and will allow you to see maximize the average weekly net profit. Oh, it's because the tank is between 0 gallons. Oh, I get it, and 1,000 gallons. That's why it's 1,000 C. Well, if the rent is constant, then you just go for the biggest. Well, no. I don't know. I think I'm gonna cut the stream off because I'm getting like mentally tired. It's like I could try to keep doing math, but I'm getting to the point where I'm just gonna make a lot of mistakes and stuff, and I don't really feel like doing it today. I see that Mary's streaming. I'm not sure what Mary's doing, but maybe let's go say hi. You're gonna sleep, Yanis? All right, that's fair enough. Oh, goodbye to you too.